I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Jesus. It's Friday.
Look, we match. Totally not planned.
We didn't plan this.
Once again.
We didn't even plan this, you guys.
You guys, we're just going to kick off the show today by telling you that yesterday when we talked to our BFF, Scott Jennings, he is the one that informed us of Hulk Hogan's passing. We had not heard yet. And so that was sad news. It's not been a good week for Gen X.
No, it hasn't. There's and everything happens in threes, right? So I was like, wait, I hope this is the third one because it was him and Malcolm Jamal Warner and Ozzy.
Yeah.
I think there was another one, Chuck Mangione.
Chuck Mangione, yeah.
Is it Mangione? I don't know.
Yeah.
But he passed away too.
Like king of yacht rock.
Yeah, I saw a meme this morning that said somebody needs to bubble wrap Willie Nelson immediately.
There's so many people that actually could use some bubble wrapping.
A lot of bubble wrap needs to be happening. It's because Gen X, we're not okay.
No, we're not okay. And so obviously Hulk's passing, I don't know who hasn't heard about this yet. That would be amazing. But in any case, he passed away, suffered cardiac arrest in Florida at the tender young age of 71. And there were so many different tributes and video clips and like memories that people had of him to share. It was very, very hard to choose. I ended up just landing on Tom Homan's comment about Hulk Hogan and then one other video. So if you haven't heard this from Tom Homan, I think you guys will.
I love Hulk Hogan. I had an Italian Mastiff dog, 200 pounds. His name, Hulk Homan.
So freaking perfect.
He is a legend, that guy. Just an absolute freaking legend.
I just love that so much. Oh my gosh. And then I don't know who this man is because Benny Johnson neglected to actually name him when he posted this video of his conversation with a friend of Hulk Hogan's. And this man is so broken up about his passing and tells a very sweet story about how Hulk Hogan saved his daughter's life. Here
Can you just tell us what Hulk Hogan meant to you, sir?
What Hulk Hogan meant to me?
Yes.
Well, he saved my daughter's life.
He did?
Yeah. You didn't know the Hulk unless you knew the Hulk. The Hulk Hogan had a heart of gold and gave a new meaning of taking his shirt off his back and giving it to you. That man saved my daughter's life about a year ago, and I can never repay him for it now.
Yeah.
Can you explain that? How did that happen?
My daughter got a very rare disease when she was in Mexico. And for 2 years, she fought that battle. And she finally overcame it. She had called me up. She said, Dad, I need to come see you. So I sent for a plane ticket. She came down here for 2 weeks. We came here. And she said, I'd really like to meet that man. So I called him up. And they walked right through this, right between these two buildings. And he walked with my daughter hand in hand. And he gave her hope and faith that she could overcome and survive. That was the Hulk. That's what that man did. He didn't know her from Adam, but he knew she was hurting. And he walked that beach with her for hours and gave her hope. Words of encouragement. He saved my daughter's life. And that man, I love that man more than anything in the world.
Very, very sweet. He was an icon.
Sweet.
He was a total icon. And I just think icons were different in the 80s. We're Gen Xers. It was just different. I'm just so grateful that I was a kid in the 70s and the 80s.
It was a good time, man. It was
a really
good time.
Really good time. You guys, you know what else is a good time? Eating protein bars. That's a good time. I'm really good at this transition thing. I'm really good at it. getting better every day.
Every day.
Bear bars are awesome because they don't have all the crap in them. If you're looking for a good protein bar that you want to take on the go, try them. You should totally do that. You can get 15% off. Use code CHICKS at getbearbars.com. Do it.
Do it. And then obviously, since we just mentioned Scott Jennings, the show with him comes out tomorrow at 4:00 Eastern time on all the platforms, which you can see right here.
Yes. Also, if you haven't checked out the Dave Rubin one, you can check that out from this week. We had quite a week. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, we did indeed. All right. Let's get into the stuff and the things. We're going to kick it off with a representative I've never heard of, some congressman named Jim Hines, who is very upset about this whole Tulsi Gabbard expose, the releasing of all, or the declassifying of all these documents, which point to Obama being basically the head of the octopus,
Right.
Russia collusion nonsense. And he is trying to draw a comparison between that and January 6th. So here you're going to hear him make that comparison.
What troubles me most about this, Nicole, is that I'm standing in a spot that on January 6, 2021 was overrun by a violent mob intent on hanging the vice president and killing people like me. And it was all driven by a lie propagated by Donald Trump. And now we're seeing that playbook again. And my only question is, when people like Tulsi Gabbard and Donald Trump accuse an ex-president of a capital crime that is punishable by death, who is going to die? Who is going to die because they've decided that they need a distraction away from the Epstein calamity, which they brought upon themselves?
Such theater kids, man. They're all theater kids.
Oh my God.
Acting.
I mean, that was over the top.
It was really good acting, though. It wasn't, because we all knew what he was doing, but he tried. God bless him.
I mean, the whole Russia collusion story has got Democrats absolutely spun out. And one of those Democrats is Jessica Tarlov. And anytime anybody gives her the business, that is a good thing to watch. And this time it was Kellyanne Conway, who, of course, was part of Trump's campaign team for his first election. So she takes a lot of Jessica's crap very personally, as she should. And she let her have it last night. Here it is.
There was interference, Jessica. There was interference.
And that's what Obama said.
There was interference, but you guys said for 2 years that there was collusion, there was blackmail,
and that
Trump preferred and tried to help Trump.
I think that people who said there was collusion, which is a made-up term anyway,
I'm not going to be besmirched as the campaign manager. I wasn't talking to people.
You're having a conversation about yourself.
No. I wasn't talking to people in Moscow. I was talking to people in Macomb County, Michigan, and Mecklenburg County, in North Carolina. That's how he won. He won because Hillary was a flawed candidate. And every time you guys have a shitty candidate, you do all these shenanigans to try to stop Trump. I'm sick of it.
All right, we're going to get everybody else involved in the discussion. Shannon Bream, how do you think this is playing?
It feels very Hunter Biden laptop vibes.
Yes, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Is just, this isn't a thing. We're just going to not talk about this. It's not a thing.
She's so right, though, Kellyanne. Every time you have a shitty candidate, this is what you do. God bless her. It's so true. It's exactly what they do. It's textbook. It's Democrat textbook stuff. And you know what? Get ready for more of it, because all they have is shitty candidates. That's all they've got, you guys. They got a whole batch of shitty candidates.
Now, I know we're poking fun, but Scott Adams, of course, the creator of the Dilbert comic strip, he's been very ill with the same kind of cancer that Joe Biden has. He's doing some relatively experimental cancer treatments, which seem to be working, which is great, because he actually admitted not long ago, a couple weeks ago, that he was going to go to California, one of the states that allows you to basically commit suicide legally. He was going to go do that. He was in so much pain. And now that he has started a new cancer regimen, he's feeling better. He feels like there's hope, and he's still kicking. And the reason I bring him up is because he talked about this whole Russia collusion thing yesterday from the most personal perspective. And I thought it was so important to share how damaging this was to like individual people and their relationships. It's not an angle that I've spent a lot of time thinking about, but man, did he ever give me pause with this. Listen here to Scott.
How many of you found out that Obama's hoaxes, which would include the Russia hoax, and it would also include the Fine People hoax, because Obama was behind that and Biden ran for office. Those two hoaxes, I would argue, ruined my life, because those are the hoaxes that allowed my entire social group to say, are you kidding me? You're backing Trump? Wow. Trump's a Russian puppet, and he said that neo-Nazis are fine people. So we can't even talk to you again. You're so bad that we can't invite you anywhere. We can't be your friend, and you should just fuck off. So this is very personal to me. What Obama did was he divided the country with these hoaxes. Because if you imagine a different history where there had never been a Russia hoax and there had never been a Fine People hoax, those were the two primary ways that people became anti-Trumpers, like really serious ones, where the TTS comes in. So I don't spend a ton of time whining about bad things that happen to me. I just sort of, get moving to fix it and make the best of every situation. But if you were to look at it objectively, those motherfuckers ruined my social life and then my professional life, and it was entirely based on two hoaxes.
Unbelievable.
So do I want them in jail? Yes. Yes, I want Obama in jail for ruining my life with what looks like criminal acts to me.
That is such just a profound perspective.
Yeah.
And so many people here probably had similar situations in their life where there were people in their life that either one of the hoaxes, where they were like, okay, well, we can't be friends anymore. We can't be in each other's lives anymore. You're going to cut me off. I'm going to cut, that this is what happened. I know I've had similar situations.
And you don't pinpoint it back to that moment, and that's really what it's about, you know?
Lies. It's about lies and propaganda and them trying to manipulate.
I mean, the damage that they have done just goes so far beyond Trump.
Right. It's insurmountable. It's crazy. And
isn't that wild?
Right. And now they're like, it's fine. There's no porn on this laptop.
Right. This
Nothing
is not,
to see here.
It's not real. This isn't Hunter's laptop. I don't know where these pictures came from.
It's crazy.
Anyway, it was a perspective that just really, wow, like punched me in the gut. And I was like, people need to hear this, because I know everyone can relate to that on some level,
Totally. And what a shame that is, because it's kind of like this week has been such a reflective week where we do think a lot about the 80s. If you're Gen X or you're a boomer, you're thinking about, God, the country used to be so great back in the 80s and 90s. We used to be able to talk to one another when we disagreed with one another about politics. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that. You can't do that now. And it's largely in part because of hoaxes like that.
Yep. Yeah. And, now they're trying to do the same thing. Democrats are trying to do the same thing by trying to pinpoint Trump as some sort of perpetrator in the Epstein nonsense. And so Bill O'Reilly was talking to Chris Cuomo about this last night, and specifically talking about CNN's role in the hoax.
And it's a race to the bottom over there. They're using tabloid people now, disgusting, awful human beings who come in, and they're trying to tell their audience at CNN that Trump was somehow involved in molestation. That's what they're trying to weave over there. It's horrible, based on nothing, okay? So that's what's going on. I'm pleased to be here on News Nation to clarify the record.
What was Carville doing there? Was Carville like, go LSU? Woo! What? I mean, he's always like this in the camera. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what? And he's in his pajamas, his LSU pajamas. Okay.
Oh my gosh. And then speaking of the whole Epstein thing, Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer came out to the press yesterday and said that she did meet with the DOJ. She met with the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche. And the lawyer said Ms. Maxwell answered every single question. She never stopped. She never invoked a privilege. She never declined to answer. She answered questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability. And that's all the comment we're going to have today about the meeting. So I don't know when we're going to hear from the DOJ what was discovered or learned in that meeting, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
She has no reason not to answer stuff truthfully. What?
I mean, she can use stuff that she knows as a bargaining point, I suppose. I mean, she could try to be making herself a deal.
Right.
Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how that's all playing out. It's all very, very interesting.
Yep.
And these are the kinds of stories that make me want to drink.
These are the days of our lives. Yes, you guys can get, remember those 45, 47 labels on Republican red wine? You guys remember that? We talked about that a little bit. They have new bottles. They have a Chardonnay, and I'm not going to say this right because I'm going to sound really stupid when I say a Pinot Noir.
You said that perfectly.
Did I? Look at me.
Yeah.
I feel very fancy. Those two bottles, they feature a bold drill baby drill label, and it has like an oil rig in the background. A very cool. Listen, the wine is great. I'm a big Prosecco girl, so I like the sparkling wines. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. I do like those. You love all the wines, but the bottles are beautiful at Republican Red. They really do have, and they're great conversation starters. The wine is legit.
It's yummy.
It really is. So, I mean, you should head over to republicanred.com and grab some Drill Baby Drill wines while they're still in stock. You can save $5 off a bottle with code CHICKS when you join the wine club. You can do that. So republicanred.com, save $5 off with code CHICKS. Join that wine. You want to join the wine club. Do it.
There's never been a better time in history to drink wine.
That's true.
Ever.
So true.
All right. We need to talk about the absolute just smackdown that Trump kind of inadvertently gave to Jerome Powell yesterday when they were touring some of the under construction parts of the Federal Reserve building. This has been a thorn in Donald Trump's side because this whole renovation project of the Federal Reserve has gone on for years and it's way over budget. And Trump, who is a building developer that's historically been what he's been all about in his professional world before being in politics. He knows what it costs to build buildings and to renovate buildings. And he has been super mad about how expensive, at our expense, mind you, this entire project has been. So as he and Jerome Powell are walking through this building, they stop to talk to reporters and Trump just embarrasses him.
Oh my God.
So beautifully.
It's the greatest. It was so uncomfortable and I was there for it.
Uncomfortable. So this runs just a little bit long, but it is worth every cringy, uncomfortable, awkward moment. Check it out.
What's happening? It's a tough construction job. They're building basements where they didn't exist or expanding them, and a lot of very expensive work. There's no question about it. And Tim has been with me for a long time, and you're in charge of the committee.
Indeed. One of the reasons why we wanted to see it was the overruns of the expenses. We wanted to figure out why.
Yeah. So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Aware.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Okay. It's your record. Okay.
You should probably know that.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
Oh, let me see. I put my glasses on.
Came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
Well, shit.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added our entire capital. Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago.
It's part of. So we're going to take a look, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect. We're ready for them, but reserve that we may use, but no, we don't. We expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not under too much danger. So, any questions?
Mr. President, does the issue give you as a real estate developer, what would you do with a project manager who would be over budget?
Generally speaking, what would I do? I'd fire him.
Are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. Other than that, what can I tell you?
I love the way he is with people who hate him.
And who he hates.
Yeah. But I mean, like, let's just face it. Jerome Powell is doing a lot of things that he's doing because he has severe TDS too. Let's just get real. He hates it. And you know what? And in turn, he hates all of you. He hates all of us. What a little elfin jerk.
He's a weasel, that guy.
He
An
is.
absolute weasel.
And I can't believe he has so much power. I totally agree. I think we should abolish the Fed. I also think that we should get rid of the IRS.
That would be great.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be
That would be
fantastic? Yeah. They both need to go.
Somebody very clever put this together.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're gay.
You are gay.
Are gay.
What? Are you gay? Why? He does look like the Keebler Elf, doesn't he? Little Keebler Elf has so much power. It's not okay.
It's too much.
I don't like
it's
any
actually
of
too
it.
much.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
The other day we mentioned Myron Gaines because I called him Temu Andrew Tate. He's, oh my God, he's just one of the worst people ever. And he does this show, and I guess he had young guests on his show, and decided to ask them what they thought about Hitler. And this video has been going absolutely viral all over socials because everyone normal people rightly are horrified that this is the state of mind of so many people, these Gen Zers and younger, who are completely out of their minds when it comes to historical fact about the Holocaust, about Hitler. And what they say is so disturbing because this, again, is becoming mainstream thought.
Right.
And it is because, you will not convince me otherwise, of what Tucker is saying right now, of what Candace is saying right now, of what the Hodge twins are saying right now, what Nick Fuentes has been saying forever. And these are the same people platforming him. And then I saw Richie Torres, who's a Democrat, who's like trying to pretend that he's all disgusted by what you're about to see. And I'm like, what the hell do you expect? This is what the left has been promoting, and the worst of the right, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's the left for sure. And you're right. So much of the right is starting to get and glom onto this. What in the actual hell is going on?
It's so gross. And so I hope you're sitting down because what you're about to see is super disturbing. Here is this group, and just watch Myron laughing it up the entire time.
Think about Hitler.
What if the Jewish did something to the Germans that made them act a certain way, but nobody wants to talk about it? Like the Jews don't want to take accountability.
They don't.
That's yes.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
That's why like there was up to something, so the Germans wanted to take them out.
Like payback.
It had to be something. Like Germans wanted to take them out, all of them out.
They damn near wiped everybody off the map.
Something.
They started it.
So get somebody
Damn,
that
he's
mad.
choosing hard. Like, yeah, talk shit about them.
The Holocaust was the only way he can take out a huge population, like a huge amount of Jews all in one setting. But I already know what's going on. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I know, like, the Jews did something. That's why they sent up here. They're trying to take back, like, they're trying to take back and get repercussions, especially from America, like, from Americans. So they're taking over the government and stuff like that.
I'm telling you, how do we take them down?
How do we take them down?
Yeah.
I mean,
gotta kill the motherfuckers.
I hate to say it.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
Hitler, he had the plan, but his plan was just too, like, very like gruesome, if we can say.
So listen,
He said,
he had to do what he had to do.
But he had to do it.
He was like,
Listen, he was trying to save the world.
I
It
agree.
didn't work out. He did. Listen, he just did
I
what he
mean,
had to do.
Jews are the reason why the healthcare system and everything around us in the government is collapsing, because they're sitting up here stealing away from the American people.
I can't believe
Yeah,
that this is how bad it's gotten.
Yeah.
And it's so ridiculous. There, as this apostate prophet points out on Twitter, especially for that black girl to be saying those things when Hitler called black people, horrible, horrible things.
Yeah.
Called them a lower form of humanity, an inferior race and parasitic.
Yeah.
And
he
this
would've-
chick is like, he's awesome.
Yeah,
oh my God.
He would have had you killed too. And
I mean-
it's the same thing same way I feel about like all these people who are like, oh my God, gays for Hamas.
Right.
You know,
Queers
it's
for
like-
Palestine.
Right. It's like, okay, which is essentially obviously the same thing. It's like, okay, well, we'll see how well they treat you if you go over there. I mean, if she was face to face with Hitler, let's see how well he'd treat her.
Exactly.
This is what these people are not. It's like they are just so ignorant to it. I don't understand where we've got. I guess it's our education system. I guess it's.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out, because it's not going to get any better. The NEA is actually now changing. They're pushing Holocaust education that erases Jews completely and choosing instead to refer to victims of different faiths being the victims of the Holocaust.
I can't.
So it's not getting any better, you guys. It's only going to get worse. And the louder people like Candace and Tucker talk about this kind of stuff, the worse it's going to get. The fact that they don't see how they contribute to this is so sad to me. It's awful. It's absolutely awful.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's really, really sad.
And then a lot of people this week, a lot of people on our side, like heartbreakingly so, are like, chicks, do your research on the Holocaust. It didn't happen. What's wrong with you? Come back and tell me, like, give me rationale. If you don't do that, then you're not smart. Bitch, please. Like,
just
I'm not
unfollow, because there's no reasoning with people like that.
I'm not going to argue with a Holocaust denier. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not. I mean, it's like, I tread light. I always tread lightly when I talk about your family, but you have a great grandmother who was in Treblinka. And I said that to one person. I said, you know what? That actually happened. Mock's great grandmother was in Treblinka. Research that and go F yourself. You know,
yes, thank
like
you.
This is the kind of stuff where I don't understand where people's brains are. They glom on to these things and they think, okay, well, this must be the new thing. Like I've got to, and that's where when we talked to Dave Rubin and you know, people, God, they were so coming at us when it comes to Dave Rubin, but he's gay, he's Jewish. So like what? So what? I mean, but they were like, okay, well, he's concentrating on the wins. And because he's concentrating on the wins of Trump, that somehow is a bad thing. Like we're not supposed to be doing that. It's like, and he was right. I think he was at least partially right about people wanting so bad to concentrate on bad things and have this rage bait and just be constantly pissed off about something. And a lot of people on our side fall into that category.
Yeah. That was a good conversation with Dave.
It was a great conversation.
And, you know, we had wanted to talk to him specifically about some of these right-wing influencers who seem to have gone off the deep end. And he's very guarded, you know, I mean, he's tactful, I should say, and very diplomatic about how he approaches that conversation. But I mean, all you need to do is follow him on Twitter to see he has the same concerns. He retweets a lot of some of the crazy and points out the crazy as well. And so it's just, what's scary to me too is not just, you know, beyond what we just saw in that horrible video, you know, there's now this story, and we don't have a lot of detail on it because I've been waiting for more information to come out. There's a lot of varying stories, but there was this flight filled with Jewish kids. And ultimately they were kicked off this flight because they apparently sang a song in Hebrew or something. And now the outward discrimination and abuse that Jewish people are facing just for existing in the world is getting so out of control and mainstreamed and accepted that it's just terrifying. And I know when we talked about, when we posted the whole thing about not debating with Candace the other day, I saw so many of the Groyper weirdos who were coming to attack us for being cowards or whatever, asking, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish?
Yeah, they were. You must be Jewish. You're obviously Jewish. And it's like they were like
when
trying
did that become okay to like even and what if I mean I'm not, my dad is Jewish, my mom is Catholic. I'm kind of a mutt in that regard. But what if I were? So how does that change the conversation?
I agree.
And the fact that I'm not, how does that change the conversation? Why is that even a question?
You're so
it's
right,
so
Mom.
gross.
We got a ton of that on Instagram.
Oh
Are you
my
Jewish?
God.
I bet you're Jewish. I'm going to dox you and find out whether or not you're Jewish. Really? Okay.
Wow.
That
That's
makes
freaking scary.
you an actual Nazi. Can you not see it?
I mean, good luck with your Jew hunting, you psycho.
Right.
What in the hell?
It's
crazy.
I don't know what's going on in the world. Like the world is upside down.
It is upside
down.
And there may be members of our audience who wonder, how can they get more involved? They want to say a lot. They have thoughts. They want to know more. And we have just the thing for you.
Yeah. Concerned Women for America. It's concernedwomen.org/chicks. That's where you can go. Because they've been around for 45 years. They've led the charge as a voice in all levels of public policy. They have 7 core issues: family, sanctity of life, religious liberty, parental choice in education, fighting sexual exploitation, national sovereignty, and support for Israel. Those are the things that they stand for. We love them. If you give $20 like as a donation to them, you're going to get a copy of the book written by the CEO and president, Penny Nance. It's called A Woman's Guide, 7 Rules for Success in Business and Life. It is a really cool little book. Great gift for somebody or great gift for yourself. And they're just a wonderful organization. They'll help you if you want to get involved in different, I guess there are different college chapters. There's mom outreach. There's, mature women can get involved. Like, we're the mature women. That's us. we're the ones who, but they teach
from
you
an age standpoint.
Right. They teach exactly, not emotionally, but definitely, from an age standpoint, but they teach you and they give you templates and they show you how to do things. So if you want to get more involved, they will help you to do that. So the book is a great gift. Do that. Go to concernedwomen.org/chicks for your copy today. That's concernedwomen.org/chicks. Do it.
It was nice to see, because there's been actually a lot of articles published lately of people who are trying to talk sense into the world and explaining in very logical terms, in legal terms even, why what we are seeing in Gaza is not a genocide. And so all the people that are like, how do you support genocide? There, you instantly know as soon as you hear that you're dealing with a moron. So I was very, very happy to see that RFK Jr. retweeted one of those articles from John Spencer, and he retweeted it and then commented, "The genocide charge is a blood libel. Thank you, Major Spencer, for this withering deconstruction." It's just one of many. And this was a New York Times op-ed, but this is starting to become, happily, more talked about.
Just to interject, one of the things is their population is growing, right?
Typically not what happens in a genocide.
Right. I mean, I feel like
yes.
that discounts your argument right there. If you're saying there's a genocide, but the population is in fact growing, we're done here.
Right.
We're done.
It's so ridiculous. And then the whole idea that somehow Israel couldn't engage in genocide in literally 24 hours if they wanted to. That's another thing that discounts the entire notion of this being a genocide on its face, because they obviously have the military power and weaponry where if that was their goal, they could easily achieve it. So people who are interested in committing genocide don't tend to drop flyers onto the civilian population to warn them about incoming strikes. They don't send trucks full of food. They don't try to protect civilians as they're trying to get rid of the terrorists. These are not things that genociders typically do. And I cannot believe that this is hard for people to understand, but apparently it is. So that's crazy. Was it yesterday that we played that like absolutely rabid, crazy video of Anna Kasparian on the Piers Morgan show?
Yes. And yes, it was yesterday. Mhm.
So, I mean, between her like nearly losing her mind on that show and then that video of Chunk Yogurt also like sweating and nearly having a heart attack, somebody put together what it basically looks like to be in the middle of debating them at any given time. I thought this was so freaking perfect. Check it out.
Every day, the Young Turks deliver solid, fact-based commentary.
Did you say something against Israel? Israel is the Jewish state.
I'm not going to let you filibuster. I'm not going to let you filibuster.
I don't
you guys
care that
are
they're
totally
Jewish. I wish they had a
with
safe haven for
IDF
Jews
shooting and
that
killing
didn't constantly
desperate people
attack their
waiting for
neighbors.
humanitarian
That
aid.
didn't occupy
You're okay
their
with that.
neighbors.
I find it
I
so
want a safe haven, but they don't want a safe
evil.
haven. They want more land. It's
Unbelievably
called
evil.
Greater
It shocks
Israel.
my conscience
It's a
and my
map
soul
that hangs
that
in their
people
cabinet.
as evil as
It's not
this
like they're
exist
hiding
in
it.
this
Why
world.
don't you report
Okay?
it?
Watching
Because
these
no,
images, looking at these
anti-Semitic.
videos, seeing
That's
all
an
these
excuse
kids
they use
desperate, hungry,
to drive
parentless,
hatred towards
trapped in
Muslims
Gaza. And you're
so that
sitting here,
Israel
you're
can
defending
accomplish
it.
their
I can't.
objectives.
I mean,
He's so sweaty and red.
God.
I can't with all of
They're
his
gonna
sweatiness.
die. You guys are going to die of heart
I
attack.
swear.
I mean, it was perfect
People
to
are
put
like,
that
I
little
didn't
kid in
mean
the middle, right? And
The
he's
little
just
kid-
like,
little
you
kid's
guys are
like, what
crazy.
the hell is going on here? Oh my God.
There was a pretty major like some events that took place around this whole conflict yesterday, and it kicked off early in the afternoon yesterday. I saw this tweet from Steve Witkoff, who's the special envoy, who wrote, "We have decided to bring our team home," his negotiating team, "from Doha for consultations after the latest response from Hamas, which clearly shows a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. Hamas has turned down every single ceasefire negotiation." Yeah, surprise.
God.
While the mediators have made a great effort, Hamas does not appear to be coordinated or acting in good faith. "We will now consider alternative options to bring the hostages home and try to create a more stable environment for the people of Gaza. It's a shame that Hamas has acted in this selfish way. We are resolute in seeking an end to this conflict and a permanent peace in Gaza."
Because they're freaking terrorists. That's what
right.
Terrorists are going to terrorist.
And I mean, the U.S., we have tried. As you can see, I mean, we have tried and tried and tried. And
Yeah.
now it's like to the point, if you have to back out of these kinds of negotiations, what you're doing, what you're saying essentially is, Israel, go ahead and do whatever it is that you're going to do. And because Hamas does not care about its people enough to bring this all to an end. They just don't care.
If they cared, that place would be a paradise.
Totally.
That place would already be gorgeous. They've gotten so much freaking money from people, including Israel. They've gotten so much stuff. It's like it would have already been like heaven on earth. It would have been a beautiful place, but they've made it a hellhole.
Nope. Yep. And so then, not long after that, there was this announcement from France that, and by the way, the State Department said, yeah, we're not even going to this conference because this is hosted by France and Saudi Arabia. They want this two-state solution, which is simply not possible. So the Department of State said, we're not going. And then there was this announcement by France that they were officially recognizing the state of Palestine, which they don't even... I mean, that means nothing. Like, okay, go ahead and say that. That means nothing. You don't have the power to do that, Macron. I mean, what a piece of shit this guy is. So after that announcement was made, Rubio immediately responded and said, the United States strongly rejects Macron's plan to recognize a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly. This reckless decision only serves Hamas propaganda and sets back peace. It is a slap in the face to the victims of October 7th. And it is, because it's France basically saying, you know what, Hamas, we're going to reward you. We're rewarding you for your terrible terrorist behavior by deciding we're just going to recognize a Palestinian state.
He's doing all sorts of important things this week. He's like, let me recognize them as a state, and then let me go ahead and like try to prove that my wife is actually a wife.
Right.
He's got so much stuff going on this week, you guys.
He's got some stuff going on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he definitely has some stuff going on. Naftali Bennett also responding to this nonsense, former prime minister of Israel. He also wrote, Macron's recognition of a Palestinian state after the October 7th massacre isn't diplomacy. It is moral collapse. It rewards mass murder and tells Islamist terrorists, kill Jews and the world will hand you a state. This shameful decision will be tossed into the dustbin of history. Bibi also weighing in on this matter. He said, we strongly condemn Macron's decision to recognize a state next to Tel Aviv in the wake of the October 7th massacre. Such a move rewards terror and risks creating another Iranian proxy, just as Gaza became. A Palestinian state in these conditions would be a launch pad to annihilate Israel, not to live in peace beside it. Let's be clear. The Palestinians do not seek a state alongside Israel. They seek a state instead of Israel.
That's true.
And all you have to do is listen to them say it to know that that is true. For crying out loud.
Yeah, it is true.
Oh my God. AG also commenting, saying this type of stuff is the exact reason Hamas refuses to agree to a ceasefire and instead keeps adding demands, extending the war, preventing hostages from coming home, and continuing the suffering in Gaza. It achieves nothing for the Palestinians.
Yeah, I'd just like to point out there are still hostages.
Right.
Still hostages from October 7th. Like, does anybody give it like half a shit about that?
God.
I do. I care.
Yeah, same. And then the reason for my name today is because back in June, when there were whisperings of this being a possibility, that Macron and possibly other countries were going to recognize a state of Palestine, here is what Mike Huckabee said about that. And this was absolutely perfect.
When I heard that the French were trying to spearhead this effort to get a meeting together at the United Nations, the purpose of which supposedly is to recognize a Palestinian state. First of all, it's incredibly inappropriate in the midst of a war that Israel is dealing with to go out and present something that I think increasingly Israelis are steadfast against. October 7th changed a lot of things. If France is really so determined to see a Palestinian state, I've got a suggestion for them. Carve out a piece of the French Riviera and create a Palestinian state. They're welcome to do that, but they're not welcome to impose that kind of pressure on a sovereign nation. And I find it revolting that they think that they have the right to do such a thing. I hope they'll reconsider. But the United States will not participate, simply will not be a part of such a ruse.
I'm sure that they would make the French Riviera an even lovelier place.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be
right. Invite them in.
Invite
Macron.
them in.
Macron.
Macron.
Just invite them all in.
That's
and
right.
Just give them a little
take 'em.
space there. Right. Why don't you do that?
What a freaking weasel that guy
See how
is.
that works out for you.
Oh, so listen, after you are done drinking all of your Republican red wine, you may need some of this.
Because I love this stuff. I use it every single morning. It's like taking a shot and it's really good. It tastes like super concentrated orange juice is what it tastes like.
It's dose.
Your liver is responsible for over 500 vital functions.
That's
but
a lot.
Not a lot of people care about their liver until they have to care about their liver. You know what I mean? And there are 30% of us out there that are suffering from a sluggish liver and we don't even realize it. So this dose is like, it's just this really great natural solution to maintaining liver health. A lot of people that have overtaxed their livers over the year, it's just over the years, it's a really wonderful way to kind of get your liver back on track, and it aids digestion. It's a filter. Your liver is a big filter. And if you don't clean out your house filters, that's not good. If you don't clean out your pool filters, not good. Dose is basically the filter cleaner of your body. And so I love that so much. It's the second largest organ in your body. It's fantastic. And Dose has clinical results. They did a double-blind study and they reduced liver enzyme levels by 50 to 86% in participants. So you can have more energy, better digestion, you can reduce bloating, all that kind of stuff. One Dose shot is basically the equivalent of 17 shots of turmeric juice. and it's really, really good. It's dairy-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, vegan. So save 30% on your first month by going to dosedaily.co/chicks. I think I got that right. I think I got that. dosedaily.co/chicks. 30% off, you guys. Do it.
And you can enter C at checkout too.
Enter C
to get that discount.
Yes.
Do it. All right, let's move on. We have something to massively make fun of the Democrats over today. You guys, I don't know who's in charge of the Twitter account Democrats, like the official Democrats Twitter account. But they unironically posted this thinking it was a huge gotcha. They posted and captioned it Trump's America, and then posted a chart of US grocery prices, which shows that they've reached record highs in 2025. Except that you can see exactly when they started rising dramatically, which was during 2021. And since then, since Trump's presidency, they have leveled. And so this chart showed exactly the opposite of what they thought it was going to show. And Greg Price said these dumbasses just posted a chart showing that grocery prices were low until their party took power, at which point they skyrocketed and have now remained stable since Trump was reelected.
Right.
Nobody could believe, and Ted Lieu retweeted this. Like so many idiot Democrats retweeted this.
We're like, oh yeah,
dying.
we're jumping on the bandwagon. Of course they did. Of course they absolutely did. Okay, well now we all have a visual of how you completely F things up and how Trump has been in office for 6 months and he's going to try to not just stabilize, but bring things down. Give him a little time. Give him time. But man, what an F up you guys did.
My God. It was so bad.
Thanks for pointing it out.
Hours later, they ended up deleting it. Like, I think they got enough backlash that they were like, maybe this chart doesn't say what we think it does. And then they took it down completely without making a single comment about it.
Really? The internet lives forever. Like it's there. It lives forever. Okay.
All right, let's give some updates, political election updates. So Tony Evers, who is the governor of Wisconsin, announced yesterday that he is not going to be running for re-election in 2026. That makes this a seat that perhaps Republicans could try to grab. He's been elected like a zillion times. So he's kind of one of those names that people are like, oh yeah, I know that name. So I'm just going to vote for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's some hope, a glimmer of hope, perhaps, in Wisconsin in 2026 for that governor's race. And then moving to Florida, this was a really interesting poll, and it's been consistent. These polls have been consistent that when you put up a Casey DeSantis, who has not even entered a race for governor of Florida, whenever it is polled between her and Byron Donalds, she always leads, which I just think is so interesting.
It is very interesting because she's not even said she's going to run. You know, it's just so bizarre to me. But they really, because it's a DeSantis. They just want more DeSantis. Can we?
Right? Why wouldn't you
just have more DeSantis, please? May I have another? Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, why wouldn't you? I mean, he's done such a phenomenal job in Florida. He's led on every issue. So if they think that they're getting more of the same, I'd be voting for that too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And then we move to North Carolina, where it has been rumored, Trump also contributed to these rumors, that Lara Trump would make a run for that Senate seat, but she has decided against it, saying, after much consideration and heartfelt discussions with my family, friends, and supporters, I've decided not to pursue the U.S. Senate seat in North Carolina at this time. I am deeply grateful for the encouragement and support I've received from the people of my home state, whom I love so much. While I'm not running in this election, my passion for making America great again burns brightly, and I look forward to the future wherever that leads.
They tried to get her to do this once before, remember?
Well, in Florida, right? Like,
right.
Wasn't they talked about in Florida? Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, nah, I just think I'm going to like make a ton of money in TV, you know? Hello?
Right.
Yeah. And I already have a ton of money.
Sing, you know what I mean? If she could just not sing more, that would be great.
Just
like do all the other things,
right,
but just don't
taking Tom Petty songs and ruining them. Please stop doing that. Yep.
And then Emerald Robinson put out I could not have rolled my eyes any harder at this tweet yesterday from Emerald Robinson, where she said, and I don't know who her sources are, but she says, behind the scenes, the 2028 election is taking shape. I'm told Tucker Carlson wants to run for president, and I'm told the GOP donors want a Trump name on the ballot for fundraising too. Their ticket, Don Trump Jr. with Charlie Kirk as VP.
This is
and
a bunch
I'm sorry,
of
but
that's crap.
That's freaking nonsense.
It's just crap. Donald Trump Jr. has actually said out loud that he doesn't want to do that. I saw him in an interview saying, he's one of the main people behind the scenes that helped get JD Vance in place. I think
that's right. That's right.
So, why would he put him there if he were going to run for president? You know what I mean? I think this is all nonsense. These are people just trying to get clicks. That's how I feel about it. I think it's really dumb.
Tucker does not want to run. There's no way
and
that is true.
I don't think he'd win. I don't think.
I don't think he would either.
I don't think he would win. I think that there's kind of a fringe right. There's a certain kind of person. There's a chunk of people that do love him, but as president, no, I don't think he's gonna. I think you got Rubio, you got Vance, you got DeSantis. Those are the top three. And then
yay!
and then there are obviously a handful of other people that Tulsi could potentially do it. I don't know. She could.
Know. Yeah, this is nonsense, and I don't know where she's getting this, but it's absolutely
agree. Complete nonsense.
So yesterday we told you that there were judges in New Jersey who were like, we don't want Alina Habba to be the U.S. attorney here, and so we're just going to have the first assistant attorney be the U.S. attorney. And then Pam Bondi was like, no, you're not. And then Alina one-upped all of them. This was absolutely the best thing ever yesterday. So essentially what she did is resign. She stepped down from her role as interim U.S. attorney, and then Trump immediately appointed her as acting U.S. attorney. And so I don't know how much time that gives her, but it gives her more time, actually several more months, apparently, until she's actually confirmed. And I just thought, oh my God, that is freaking amazing.
If you're listening and not watching, the pictures are fantastic. They're perfect.
Look at the 51-minute mark and you'll see them.
Just great.
Charlie Kirk saying, congratulations to Alina Habba, the now acting U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey. Importantly, Desiree Grace, the prior first assistant that tried to collude with Obama-era judges in order to get rid of Alina, will now never be U.S. attorney. Word is she had a full swearing-in ceremony planned for Saturday. Unfortunately for her, Alina Habba's resignation made it so that the prior order was never triggered, and now Habba is appointed as acting versus interim, and now it's up to the U.S. Senate to confirm her. Love it.
Damn, I love
freaking love it
so much. So great. Yeah, it is karma, isn't it, Sheila? It's karma,
right? Oh my gosh,
right there,
so good. And then I just wanted to point out that yesterday, for reasons I don't know, John Fetterman wore a suit.
Oh, okay. What is going on? The transformation is becoming more and more every day. And
I don't know what's going on, man.
He's eventually just going to switch to our side. He's going to start wearing suits. He's going to switch. He's going to put an R after his name. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I just thought this was interesting. And look, he looks very nice. He should do that more often.
Kind of dapper, doesn't he?
It's a little dapper.
Yeah.
And then just an interesting, because we haven't talked about the state of the union between Trump and Elon in quite some time, because there hasn't really been anything to say about it, except that Trump randomly tweeted about it yesterday. And I thought that this was interesting. He said, everyone's stating that I'm going to destroy Elon's companies by taking away some, if not all, of the large-scale subsidies he receives from the U.S. government. This is not so. I want Elon and all businesses within our country to thrive, in fact, thrive like never before. The better they do, the better the USA does, and that's good for all of us. We are setting records every day, and I want to keep it that way.
I believe him.
I mean, that goes
completely
opposite of other things that he said prior.
But
this is great.
But I mean, I think that during that time, there's a lot of emotions and there's just a lot of raginess happened during that time. But I think I believe this. I totally do.
Yeah, I think this is great. And so maybe this is the beginning of amending of
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they're ever going to be like BFFs, but I do think he wants all American businesses to thrive in America. Why wouldn't he? It reflects highly on him. It makes him look good. Yeah,
absolutely. An interesting thing happened on the Charlamagne the God, what is it, the Breakfast Club, that show that he has. Interesting thing happened on that show yesterday, or perhaps the day before, but Mayor Pete, Secretary Pete, whatever you want to call him, chest feeding Pete, was on that show. And Charlamagne went after him, saying that Democrats have missed the boat. Like, it's fine for Mayor Pete to say all the stuff that Democrats should be doing now, but where have they been? And the way that it put Pete into a corner was pretty amazing to watch, because usually he's fairly decent at communicating himself out of a jam like this, but this was not a good performance by Mayor Pete. He tries, but I think he got pretty good. Here is the clip.
My biggest problem with Democrats is it's like everything they're saying now, you should have been saying 2-3 years ago. Like, we've been saying Democrats was cowards. So, yes, y'all should have been toughened up. You know, Jake Tapper with The Original Sin, and you read that book, and you see everybody knew that that Biden was too old to run, but nobody said anything. But now everybody wants to speak up. His press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, saying she's an independent now. And, you know, I'm like, why weren't y'all saying this 2-3 years ago? All of these things that y'all are saying, we the people had been saying.
I would say also that there are a lot of things we were fighting for then that we're fighting for now. The Medicaid stuff is a good example. The transportation stuff, right? I was, sometimes we were taking hits for people thinking we were caring too much about taking care of neighborhoods that were underinvested in or hurt in the past. I believe that it was the right thing to do then. I believe it's the right thing to do now. But yeah, we have to show a level of toughness in order to be credible, I think, and in order to go up against these guys who obviously. You can fault them for all kinds of things, but they definitely project toughness.
I mean,
incapable of answering a question.
Could not do it.
And he's never been able. He's always. But that is a gift. That is a gift that Pete has, where if somebody asks him a question and you're expecting a direct answer, he will dance and be
very
like,
politician-y.
"Hello, my darling. Hello, my sweetheart. This is a different answer." That's what he does. And you're like, what just happened? It's what he does. It's just,
that's like one of my favorite things you've ever done.
It's crazy. I don't know. It's so, they distract, you know what I mean? And they do all this theatrical bullshit. And then you're just like, oh, thanks for that answer. Like, you're supposed to be grateful for the answer that they didn't give you. And you're like, and then like 5 minutes later, you're like, wait, I never got my answer. What?
But you know that people on the left like watch that and they're like, oh yeah, P is so smart.
He's right. It's exactly what they do. It's just remarkable.
It's pretty crazy. All right. And even crazier. So we showed clips earlier this week, I guess, of Hunter Biden doing all these podcasts sounding like an absolute psychopath. If you or anyone you know continues to subscribe to The Atlantic, this should be your signal that it is time to stop, because they actually positioned Hunter like this. Quote, Hunter Biden's recent interview unveiled a straightforward pummeling aggression that the Democratic Party has been missing.
Oh my God.
You guys, he's going to run for president.
No.
I think he will. I really think he will.
I hope he does. Please. Jesus, please. That would be a gift.
You know why? Because all of his skeletons are literally out. There's nothing else that can be said about him that hasn't already been said. So he probably feels like, why not?
I'll find more stuff to say about him. I can be
no,
creative.
I mean, you can say the things, but like in terms of digging out skeletons from his past, it's all out there. There's nothing that can be worse than what we already know about him.
Maybe.
And so I think he's gonna run.
Oh my God. Could you imagine him against like a JD or a Rubio or a DeSantis? I want this to happen. This will be so fun. This is gonna be fun. I swear. This is why we keep doing what we're doing, you guys. So fun.
Right? I mean, you can't. How can you not? Are you not entertained?
Are you not? Oh my God.
I mean, this is good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, the coach of the Ravens recently visited with President Trump and was asked about that visit by a reporter. And I just thought his answer to the question, which was obviously a trying to get him sort of question, was so perfect. And I just wanted to share it with everybody because this is how everybody should just be. You know what I mean?
Right.
This right here is how people
Past Donald Trump has said, denigrating things about Baltimore, including no Jews who want to live there. As a prominent representative of Baltimore.
Boy, how you frame that question? I would frame the question like, you got a chance to go visit with the president, man. What was that experience like? It was amazing. It was awesome. And I promise you, I root for our president. I want our president to be successful, just like I want my quarterback to be successful. And I want my team to be successful, and it was an amazing experience. It's not often you get invited and you get a chance to do something like that as a family. We were there. My daughter was there. Jim's daughters were there. My mom and dad were there. My mom and President Trump. Just seeing how he treated her was really meaningful. And that's the 4th president. Now Jim met 7. Jim has met 7 presidents, so he's got the lead on me. I think he pointed it out. Did you guys notice that? Right, he's got 7, I got 4. So had a chance to meet President Obama twice. Incredible experience. Had a chance to meet President Biden when he was vice president in Iraq and spent a lot of time with him in Iraq, which was amazing. And then, 24, 25 years old, Jim got invited also to the White House to meet President Reagan because he was a Heisman Trophy candidate. And we got to go as a family, so I met President Reagan, have a picture in my office of that. So those are moments that I definitely cherish, and it means a lot.
Yeah,
That's
so again,
refreshing.
it was like an 80s answer. It's like a Gen X answer. It's like what we used to, like I went to a concert last night with my daughter. You guys have probably never heard of the kid, Ty Myers. He's like 18 years old. And what I loved about last night, I don't know much about his music. I learned a lot last night, but I was watching her have fun with her friends. No politics. Absolutely. This kid just got up and he sang. Please don't let him become political, but he sang and the band that opened up for them, no politics, just singing. It was like super fun. The crowd was having fun. It was like, I was like, okay, this is how it used to be. Like America used to be like this. Everything was political. Sports wasn't political. Music wasn't political. It wasn't all political. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I love that answer because that is exactly how it should be. And I just wish more people in his position would do that.
It's interesting how, you heard the reporter that the goal was to divide. That was the goal of the way that they framed the question. And it's so often the goal of so many people. And regular people. And I don't understand why. The number of tweets I saw coming from the left yesterday, clipping the most recent new South Park episode, and South Park went after Trump like a lot in their first episode. And it's hilarious because they've always gone after equal opportunity.
Right.
Nonpartisan, they tease everybody, right? And that's what makes it great, is that they don't alienate anyone. They want to bring everybody together in on the joke. And I saw so many leftist accounts going, oh my gosh, conservatives are freaking out over that South Park episode. Conservatives are losing their minds. And I was like, please provide one example. Just one. Just show one example of conservatives saying, I'm never watching South Park again because they made fun of Trump. No, they don't do that because we get it.
We don't.
We get what they're trying to do. And it's fine. It's why South Park is great.
Exactly.
For crying out loud.
Exactly. It's the whole reason they're great. And then next week, they'll make fun of liberals. And the week after that, they'll make fun of conservatives. And the week after that, this is what they do. And that's why they're awesome. And that's why they're hysterical. And that's why they got like $1 billion deal. So good for them.
$1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion. And good for them.
Yeah. That's the beauty of South Park, is that it's equal opportunity jabbing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
God. All right. I know this video is wonky. It's just a few seconds long, so you can deal with the visual wonkiness of it. It's the sound that's important. And it is Gavin Newsom on yet another freaking podcast. And he is suggesting that Trump is going to try to hold on to his presidential power and remain president in 2028. This is what here's Gavin's proof. Okay. Here's the proof.
Do you think he's going to try and stay in power?
When people
beyond his term?
Close to Donald Trump
when people close to Donald Trump send the governor of California a hat that says Trump 2028, they're not being around.
He
I just
genuinely believes it.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know if he genuinely believes it or if he's trying so hard to just fearmonger, you know?
Oh my God.
Right.
What in the world?
I mean, this is a guy who he's been in office for quite some time. You know, he's been in office for he will do everything he can to stay in political office. What's he going to do? Is he going to do anything else? Is he going to go retire and like become a businessman? No, because he has no idea how to do that.
Why can't he just retire and live off of the millions that he's got?
He
Like,
won't,
just
'cause
go away. You've ruined California already.
He's just like a Nancy Pelosi. They love power.
Oh
So
my
this
God.
guy's full of crap where he's like fear mongering. He's like, oh my God, he's going to stay in power forever. Dude, this is all you know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So shut up. Like,
I saw,
too
and
many
I
people.
didn't see like a source for this. And so I'm not 100% sure like if she said this or in what context she said it, but apparently Gavin's wife said yesterday, this was going around the Twitter sphere, that the United States needs to follow California's lead. And I'm like, into the abyss? Like, why would we do that? Why would we want
we
to
all
be
want to
like
have
California?
crap all over our streets. That's what we want.
Thank you, but no.
No.
Thank
no.
you.
Yeah. And can I just say that like our son and our daughter-in-law are moving here on Monday from California. One of the things that he's in construction, he's in commercial construction. And so his business, the one that he's now leaving, and he's getting a new job, obviously, but the business that he's leaving, they paid for stuff like he had a company car and he didn't have to pay for his tolls. But one of the things he was telling his dad yesterday, my husband, he was like, you know what? I noticed, because I don't really notice, I'm on autopilot when I go to work, which is a ridiculous, like 2-hour commute some days one way, because the traffic sucks so bad there. But he was saying that like he goes through 2 tolls. One toll is $12, another is $8. Every day, one way. He has to do that. So his company is paying like $20 one way just for him to go. And can you imagine if you had to do that yourself?
Every day.
Every day. That's and I'm like, so they're tolling people that much money. That's how much tolls are there.
On top of their super high gas prices, on top of just the cost of living in general.
And there's all the taxes, everything. And I'm just like, no wonder people don't want to live there. I mean, but yeah, let's all be like California. Okay.
Exactly. It's just so stupid. Oh my gosh. I regret to inform you that there is a publisher out there that believes people want to read a book from Joe Biden, and he got a $10 million advance for a book, by the way, that has not yet been written. This is according to Sean Spicer. He said to break even, that means that the publisher would have to sell a minimum of 350,000 copies. Who is going to buy this book?
I honestly think that we sold more copies of our book than he will sell of his.
I don't know, man. I feel like it could be close.
It's going to be really close, honestly.
Wow. That is amazing. $10 million.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
It's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
And then lastly, for this segment, before we get into some lawsuit stuff, we need to update you on the family of Vivek Ramaswamy growing. This was announced on Sage Steele's podcast.
Done growing your family?
Actually, so this is, I guess it'll be the first time that I'm saying it publicly, but we are expecting a third. Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, we are.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to roll that out, but you asked.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We don't know whether it's a boy or girl yet, but we're expecting early next year.
So that means she's how far along now? Help me with
We're
the
like
math.
a few months in, yeah.
How's she feel?
If we're being really honest, it's a little challenging right now. Yeah. Which we don't know if that means that it's a girl, because they say a little bit maybe if it's, more nausea, more vomiting.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see. But she's doing overall, she's doing great, but it's a tough thing to the first few months, depending on each pregnancy is different. But she's hanging in there. She's doing great,
And she's
emotionally
one
doing
of
great.
the leading throat surgeons in the world while she's getting ready to have a third baby and supporting a husband who's running for governor.
Yeah. Yeah.
No big deal.
She's good. Yeah. And I think we're both that way. I mean, we're believers in having it all. We're not believers in having to make life trade-offs, right? The work-life balance is not a concept that resonates with either of us, but it's more about holistically getting the most joy and fulfillment and purpose out of that life experience, and kind of just all goes together.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He and his wife, total underachievers.
Yeah, it's a shame that they're so
their parents are probably like, what losers they are.
Right? I mean,
wow.
What do you have to show for yourselves,
Yeah.
Ramaswamis?
Throat surgeon. Whatever.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that is like every time I see them, I'm like, what?
I know.
How? We have failed.
That's really cool. Congratulations to them. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we talked yesterday about this whole Macrons suing Candace Owens. Steven Crowder clearly believes that Candace is on the wrong side of this. It's very, very interesting to see people's different
Pick a
takes.
side.
Yeah, it's super interesting. And, you know, I have no idea how this is going to go. I just know it's going to be entertaining to watch. Here is what Steven Crowder said about this lawsuit.
Yeah, so here's the problem. And if you read the entire filing, and I read 100-something pages of it last night, they actually already did directly send proof to Candace, said pictures, childhood pictures of Bridget. They did send evidence of Bridget's biological motherhood of 3 children. They did send pictures of her of her wedding when she was young. And there already is sworn testimony, for example, from the children and from the, I don't know if sworn testimony, but the previous husband. So she's now moving goalposts and saying, take a blood test. They did also, by the way, send the birth announcement, not a certificate, but an announcement. So newspaper clippings, pictures, sworn testimony, evidence, and this has all been provided to her for a long time. Now,
so that was his take. And then there's a prominent lawyer, Robert Barnes, who I follow on Twitter, who said this: Macron won, well, he was responding to a tweet that said the Macrons would have to prove that Brigitte is not a man. And the Macrons have already lost 2 lawsuits against people who said the exact same thing. And Barnes corrected them, saying Macron won both cases on the factual issues. French law allows individuals to lie if they truly believe those lies. And that is the only reason those defendants were not held financially liable. US law does not do that. Candace will lose badly and may get bankrupted. So that was, and he's a lawyer. And so I just thought that was an interesting take. But then Viva Frey had another interesting take. If you wouldn't mind, this is a 2-tweeter. If you would read this, please.
I'm going to make the apparently less popular prediction that Candace is not going to lose the Macron defamation suit. The bulk of the Macron's argument is that Candace didn't accept and repeat everything in their December retraction demand. Old photos. If someone didn't tell you who was in them, you'd never know. You could only rely on what that person is saying. An alleged Daily Mail debunking. And the bold move of asserting that Brigitte was a 39-year-old woman when she had sexual relations with her 15-year-old student, so it wasn't statutory rape under French law at the time, gross. I'm not saying I believe Brigitte is a man, but I believe Candace sincerely believes it, and she has built the best argument she could, and that she simply does not believe the argument being presented by Team Macron. My prediction is in.
And then here is his advice to Candace.
If I'm Candace, my defense is 3 easy to follow steps. 1, what I said was true or substantially true, and I have thoroughly laid out the argument and evidence in support of what I said. 2, if what I said was incorrect, I sincerely believed it, and I certainly did not say it with actual malice. 3, subsidiarily and without prejudice to the foregoing, in the event that you are not convinced and I sincerely believed what I said when I said it, at best, Brigitte Macron is a woman who, at the age of 39, had sex with her 15-year-old student. In the context of accusations of sexual deviancy, she has no reputation susceptible of harm and is therefore defamation proof.
So that is all so interesting to me, because
very interesting.
I just don't know how this is gonna go.
I have no idea either. No idea.
I can't begin to predict, you guys. Cannot begin to predict it.
I find it really interesting that this is that she wants to hitch her wagon. Like she said, I will stake my entire reputation on this. I mean, okay.
I mean, I also believe that she believes it.
She truly believes it. Right. She absolutely believes it.
Yeah. I don't know that Viva I mean, the only thing I question is the malice part. Candace seems very malicious about this. Like she wants the Macrons to go down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think she
so
does.
I don't agree with him on that. And also, you know, she's obviously made a fortune off of this entire series, off of all of this whole story.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's going to be really, really interesting to watch. Very interesting to watch.
It will be very
All right.
interesting.
Let's move to a few cultural stories. Unfortunately, this first one is absolutely disgusting. And it comes from Kristen Hawkins, who is a pro-life gal. She found this video. You've seen the videos of people saying, get ready with me to do blah. It's all these ridiculous influencers. And one of them she found was of a girl saying, come with me to get my abortion. Here it is.
Me to get a medical abortion.
What she's having done is a surgical abortion. She doesn't even know the terms, but okay, I keep going.
I made this choice because personally for me, I just didn't feel like my heart could handle seeing anything or feeling anything. I've done this before and it was so simple and so easy.
But you saw the ultrasound of a baby in your room, so you did see something.
I knew immediately that this was the route I wanted to go. I found out yesterday around 4 p.m. that I would be getting the surgery done today at 7 a.m. So when I got there, they literally had me penciled into their schedule. There was so much going on in my head at this point, obviously feeling totally devastated, but oddly enough, I was also feeling relief too. And I feel like that sounds really bad, but this entire pregnancy has just been so stressful.
I think the main point here in the total depravity of this video, beyond killing a human being, is that we are to a point in our culture where people want to become social media influencers by filming themselves paying someone to kill their child.
Right. Absolutely.
Sick.
It is
So
sick, right? It's so sick. Like if you're going to do that and you're just going to be a complete disgusting human being, put the phone down.
Right? And the fact that she said, I've done this before and it was so simple last time. Oh my God.
This pregnancy has been so stressful. So I'm going to kill it.
Oh my God. It's just so depraved is the right word for it.
So
Kristen used the right word for it.
So gross.
In today's example of please do not F with your face, we bring you the almost unintelligible Jessica Simpson.
Emotional clarity in general. So I thought I was going to be doing this like inspirational type of record, and it ended up leaning more towards how do I get through this moment because my whole life just completely changed while making this record, and it became something I never would have expected. But there's blessings in the pain. There is, you can find beauty in the pain, and I think I want my daughters and my son to know that, no matter what we go through in life, nothing can take us down. Nothing. Like, as long as we are who we are and we know our purpose and we're guided by that.
It's this, right? It's all this. It's like there's
so
nothing in the brain.
It's like there's so much filler that she can't open her jaw all the way.
It's so slurry, and it sounds like she's just had a fit of Jim Beam.
And I mean, she's had problems, I think, with alcoholism in the past. I don't know if it's leftover that.
I don't know how that works.
Or if it's all the stuff in her face.
I think there's a lot of stuff in the face, and it inhibits her from speaking freely.
Or intelligently, I guess.
I don't know if she was ever a Mensa candidate, but she does sound a little tipsy. Yeah.
Moving on, there is some good news in the world of advertising. And it seems that after the Bud Light fiasco, a lot of companies tried to go woke. It did not do them any favors. And now I'm starting to see a trend of companies going back to their marketing roots and using what always sells, which is hot women. And so American Eagle is a company that has not been doing particularly well as of late. And so they decided to invest in a hot woman, specifically Sydney Sweeney. And this ad has apparently made their sales already go through the roof. Here's an old school ad.
Sydney Sweeney, Hasbro Canes.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's perfect.
A hot chick in jeans in a car, in a nice car.
In a muscle car.
Right.
I mean, that is how you sell stuff.
It's so funny that like the advertisers of today are like, hey, let's try something new.
And like, let's try this novel concept.
Right. All the boomers and the Gen Xers are like, welcome to the party, pal. What the hell? Where have you been? Oh, that's right. You've been putting transgenders at Ulta. Okay. That's what you've been doing. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
works.
I'm just glad that the pendulum is swinging back to where it needs to be.
Believe me,
'cause
I'm not complaining. It's just, it's funny to me how they're, it's funny to me how this is all of a sudden now a novel concept in addition to them stealing all of our movies and trying to make it theirs.
Right.
Okay.
The other day we mentioned this new app. It may have been yesterday, that this T app where it's a woman only app. It's exploding in popularity and they can just basically name and shame and actually photograph, post photos of men that they believe are red flags or a danger to other women or have hurt them in some way. There's no rhyme or reason to this app. There's no regulations. There's nothing preventing a woman from just making up shit about guys. And the good news is that I saw this on X yesterday and I was like, oh, okay, well, there's a remedy if you are a man that gets blasted on this app. So I saw this from Jason Waterfalls, who said, had my picture posted on the T app without consent, filed a copyright/publicity complaint via Apple's legal team in their dispute form. Apple looped in the T developers and warned them. The post was gone within hours. If this happens to you, go through Apple because they have to respond. So I just thought, you know what? I'm going to put this out into the world so that if dudes find themselves on this app, they shouldn't be there. It's just a disgusting app anyway.
Why would you do this?
I don't know.
God, it just makes women look so unhinged. It really does.
Yeah.
And the person who created it, like, come on. I wonder how much they pay. I need to find out how much they pay to do this. Because they have to pay.
Who pays?
There's actually payment to going to somebody to use this app. Like, I wonder if the app costs like $50 a year or if it's like $20 a month or like what. I'm wondering what the app costs. I need to figure out what it costs because they're doing that. People are doing that. Women are doing that. And it's like, what? Okay. Gosh, move on.
But there does seem to be recourse, which is a good thing. So, just wanted to make sure that people were aware of that. And then lastly, in this culture segment, there's a video from a woman that's also going around socials right now, a beautiful girl who has just announced to her husband that she plans to get a divorce. They've been married 10 years. They're the parents of 3 children. And the reason that she is saying she wants the divorce makes no sense to me, to a lot of people. That's why it seems to be going viral. See how you think this makes sense to you. Here is the video.
I told my husband I wanted a divorce. I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live? How would we split the time with the kids? Who gets the dog? I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met. I can't be myself with my husband. And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old. I am a mom of 3 and I still don't know who I am.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The fact that she's
I can't be myself, but I don't know who that is. Okay.
Right. Well, she's putting herself on social again with this generation that constantly has to like videotape themselves doing every single thing that they do. It's like, okay, but she's out there, so she's going to get criticism. And the thing is, I don't think she probably ever should have gotten married or had kids. That's what I think.
Because she was early 20s.
Yeah, she probably did it. She probably did it for the gram. She did it. Seriously.
Possible.
I mean, don't you think that a lot of these chicks do it? They do it because they feel like they have to do it. They get out there and they like put it all on social. And it's like, look how great my life is. It's so awesome. And they're not doing it for the right reasons. They're getting married because it's a show thing. It's like, I'm doing it because it's what I'm supposed to do for the exterior, for the world. And she's a hot mess.
She's a hot mess.
I feel sorry for that dude.
I mean, that's the thing. And the kids. I mean,
the kids.
The thing is that she's created a version of what she thinks marriage is supposed to be like. And those expectations have not been met. And in the meantime, she's just ignored. And it's not even fully ignored because she recognizes that her husband is a great guy, but she is ignoring all the positives because she's so hyper focused on what she's not getting. And so ultimately she's going to be so sorry that she did this, because the grass is not going to be greener. She's going to realize that she lost out on a great guy that she describes as a great guy. I think this is so sad.
I bet a lot of that stems from comparing herself to others on social. That's what a lot of these people do. They see, oh, that person has a big house. That person has this. That person has that. I don't have that. This man is so sweet to this woman on social. Bullshit. Behind the scenes, they're not anything like everything is fake on social. Everything is fake. And so like a lot of these younger people, they think it's not. It's a totally different. That's why, again, like the theme of today's show is we got to go back to 1985. Can we just get in the in the DeLorean and all go back to 1985? Because there are days that I just want to do that, because I think social media has ruined these kids. Absolutely ruined them.
It's so, I mean, that to me, that was just so sad, because I thought, you're chasing something. You don't even know what you're chasing. No. And then you're trying to say, I can't be myself. And then in literally the next breath saying, I don't know who I am.
And she has kids.
And then you're going to blame this. You're going to put all of that onto a guy that's just trying to do the right thing by you.
You're right. Right.
It's so
He's
sad.
Just like, I just love you and I want to have a good life. You know what I mean? It's like, it's
just, wow. She's going to be sorry. I just really believe she's going.
And you know what? And when
sorry.
she's sorry, the first thing she's going to do is open her phone and tell us all about it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. All right, it's time for some fun stuff. And speaking of like living life back in the 70s and 80s, this just absolutely cracked me up, because everybody is so reliant now on GPS that nobody knows how to read a map anymore. And I remember even when my husband and I were first dating, and it was a long distance relationship. He was living in Columbus while I was in Indianapolis. And I experimented when I would go visit with him. I experiment with different routes, and I used a paper map that you had to unfold all the folds and like actually use the map to get there. And so this kid was given a map by his mom, and he is marveling at it. Watch.
This series of stuff I didn't grow up with, but my mom did. A map. She sent me a map of Kansas. I've never used a map in my life. Oh my gosh. Was this your guys' like GPS?
Yes, it is. It is
Holy
our GPS.
Cow. How do you even read this thing? Easy to read my ass. How do you drive and know where you're going? Look at that and tell me this is not a different language. My Siri says turn left in 2 miles, and I still miss the turn. I don't even know how I would. And then what do you do?
It's true.
Okay.
It's so true.
Put it in the glove department. What if you're traveling through different states? You need more of these?
Yeah, you do.
Hold on, maybe.
You do need more.
Nope. Still can't read it. I don't even know what it's called. Okay, maybe I don't want to grow up in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah,
you do though. It was so much better.
It was so much better. And then you pull over because you'd be like, I have to pull over, and then I got to call the person that you're going to see on a payphone. Collect. I do that all the time with my parents on the way home from college when I was like going from Tennessee to Georgia. They'd be like, it's okay. And they wouldn't accept the charges. They just knew where I was. Like they'd be like, a call from Amy Jo. And they'd be like, okay, she's in Dahlonega somewhere. It's fine. She's fine. No, we're not going to accept the charges. It's fine. And I'd hang up. I get back in the car and I drive the rest of the way home. It's like, oh, she's alive. She's fine.
Collect calls, you
guys. You know,
and then even when things started to become more technologically advanced, I'm trying to imagine me explaining to Jackson right now the fact that when his dad and I first used to text, it was with a flip phone or bag phone, okay, and you had to press a number 3 times just to get the right letter in the word. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, I totally remember that.
Yes, so easy. Oh my god!
But do you remember having beepers? Do you remember that? My daughter, she was telling me, because they're not allowed to have phones. They can't have any of this, any technology, anything. They can't have like earphones. They can't have anything. No headphones, nothing. No Apple, iPod, nothing. No watches, no Apple watches. in school. And so she was like, one of the things on the list, Mom, was a beeper. What's that? I was like, let me sit you down and explain that to you, honey. Yeah.
Crazy.
Beepers.
Absolutely crazy.
Not just for drug dealers. Right.
Speaking of crazy, I'm always fascinated by the videos. And so naturally I get fed them a lot in my algorithm about the crazy things that your brain does and the way that your mind operates. So there is a video about showing you two different pictures. It's the same face, but it's inverted in one and then not inverted in the other. And you're supposed to say which of the two pictures looks angrier. And so the way that he explains why you will likely pick the top picture, fascinating. Check this out.
So which of these faces appears angrier to you? Is it the top one or the bottom one? Neurologically, because of how your brain is split, it's the right side of your brain that processes the visual field of the left side of your vision. That's just how your neurology works. But also, neurologically, it's on the right side of your brain where there's the area involved in facial recognition as well as the recognition of emotions. For this reason, your brain is better at processing the emotions on the left side of the face. So that's why when you look at these faces, you're more likely to think that the above one seems more angry than the below one because of the way that your brain is built and split.
Is that not the crazy?
It is crazy because that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it's the top one.
Without question. Obviously. Without
the world.
question. I know. I just thought that was the neatest thing because it's obviously the same exact photo, just reversed.
I mean, they both look angry, but the top one looked angrier.
Yes. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I just thought that was so neat.
The brain, anything neurological is always so fascinating to me.
Yeah. And by the way, like the videos where like you're pointing and then doing this and then you have to switch, I can't do them. Like my brain is so I can't do any of it. And I worry about it. I'm like, I'm going to get dementia because I can't do any of these finger switches.
Just
I can't
play
do
Wordle every day and you're fine. It's fine. This is what I always say to myself. I'm like, as long as I can still play Wordle every day, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm winning at life, you know?
Because man, I cannot do those finger switch things. All right. Lastly, to take us into the weekend, obviously we need huskies, a whole big bunch of them.
Oh my God.
This one's very dramatic.
Oh, he's so mad. Oh my God. I love the drive-thru guy.
Kai. No. No. We love you.
Oh my God.
Like you're punching it. Yeah. There you go. End up and punch. There you go.
Oh my God.
No bite.
It is bedtime. Let's go.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Stella!
So great. I think Bear is part husky because he's so vocal.
Really?
Oh my
You got to
God.
do one of the tests.
So vocal. We have to. Like in the next couple of weeks, we're doing a test because I think he has to be part husky just because of his constant need to talk. Right.
I love that.
So dramatic.
Couple thank yous. Karen Marisco says, didn't expect to be caught so off guard this morning, tears streaming down my face, not even realizing that, yes, relationships, families have been ruined and changed forever, all because of their hoaxes. And yes, COVID. I don't want revenge. I want accountability.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that video with Scott Adams, man, it just punched me in the gut. Like it was that just resonated, man.
It really, really did.
And then from the ball pit crew yesterday, the makeup chick said, good morning from the Norwegian capital of Texas. Prayers for my husband tomorrow having major shoulder surgery. So that's today. I'll be taking my entire 2 weeks vacation to take care of him. Good luck with all of that.
That is awesome.
And then over on locals, Roth Lady Wright says, please help me wish my sweet daughter a very happy 12th birthday. She's my mini me and my heart. She's also making me so much older than I am. Having an extremely active 12-year-old at 54 is not normal. Praising Jesus for you all daily. Have a fabulous weekend.
I'm close to you because I'll be 54 next month and I have a 15-year-old. So we're kind of close, but they kind of keep you young too. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Now you.
Kimberly Donaldson. Good morning, chicks. I am in Somerville, Nexton, South Carolina. Just bought a house. Driving back to Georgia, I found out I had an offer on my house and I am accepted. Yay! And I accepted.
Congrats.
That's great, Kimberly. T-Medium Publishing. Scott Adams is 100% heartbreakingly correct. Thank God my health is good, but I was basically told to F off by friends and even family during a time when I desperately needed loving, emotional support. I thank God again for my church and my chicks. This is the thing. Like it's powerful. So many people, everybody's got a story, right? So awful. Jennifer, no. Daisy, your coat is looking full and shiny. Have you been taking a daily coat defense rub for my advice? Love you, chicks. I think a lot of it's Healthy Cell. And Healthy Cell. And I need to start using the shampoo just to see what it does. I got to start using it. I use it on the dogs all the time, but not on myself. Not yet. Thank you, Jennifer. Brian Brumley. Hunter versus any Republican would be like Elijah versus the priest of Baal. Totally and literally lit. Jennifer, no. I don't trust stairs. Why? They're always up to something. Late Dad Joke Wednesday. For real, though, stairs are my nemesis as I have a steep stairway in my house to conquer. Mock, your hair looks great, too. It does. Mock, her hair always looks great. Always.
It's
the
not
slam dunk
even
every day.
Clean. So
Arnerm. A $10 million advance on a book is what money laundering looks like. Now take my gain fresh bills. Oh, and Pam Bondi is a lying liar who lies.
Yes.
Yvonne Cano. Good morning, beautiful chicks and COTR family. Celebrating my birthday today, 52 years young, aging gracefully with no crap on my face. LOL. I'm going to a Chad Prather show tonight in Lubbock, Texas. Yay. Well, you know what? If you see him, tell him we said hey. I like
That's
Chad.
right.
We kind of follow each other on social, and that's about it. We've never met him in real life, but I'd love to someday. Jennifer, no, I am conflicted because I will need cosmetic surgery to make my face even after the strokes.
Okay, that is completely different.
Yeah, that's like reconstructive.
Right.
Stuff,
That's not just a vanity project.
No. Plus, my mouth is messed up. I don't care about looks, but I don't want to be in public because I could scare people. You wouldn't.
That is 100% not the same.
I totally agree. It's totally different.
You are not our target audience when we say don't F with your face.
And I feel like that's why plastic surgery was invented, really.
Right.
Just for stuff like that. So, okay, we're bringing it in, you guys. I am so grateful that it's Friday. I don't know about you guys.
So happy it's Friday.
I'm going to go eat the biggest breakfast and have all the bacon. I wish you guys all the bacon goodness this weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.
Bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.
Oh.